Hello everyone, this is Chris, and I have been seriously addicted for searching up seeds that have the brand new types of mountains inside the game. And after looking through several different types of seeds and finding several different types of mountains, I figured sharing some of my favorite ones I have found so far inside the game, which reaches pretty high, which is not too far from spawn, and other types of things like that. But before we begin, just remember that I am showing this off inside of a beta, and betas are heavily subject to change, so in case you're checking these seeds out in the future, they might not look exactly how they do now, or they might look exactly how they do inside this video, who knows. But also like, share, subscribe, all that jazz. But yeah, let's get into it. So this first seed is actually inside of the seed name. We can see it on the top of the screen right there, which is Agentmindstorm, whose channel may or may not be linked down below inside the description that you may or may not want to check out. But I think this seed is for those who want to experience the new mountains, but don't want them directly at spawn, much like this one, because you spawn in right here, right inside of a jungle, right on the edge of a desert, and we will ignore that little blemish over there. But yeah, in case you want to experience the new mountains, then just head yourself over this way, and it's only about a few hundred block journey, which isn't too bad in hindsight, because you head past these other types of old style mountains, and on your way you will eventually come across a desert village. And I mention this all the time, but desert villages, they are the perfect place to get yourself started, with plenty of types of food, with other types of loot and chests inside of it, and if you're lucky enough, the new mountain generation, which just so happened to link right inside of the village, because yeah, the terrain, the smoothing thing, you know, it kind of works. It's kind of here. But what also is here is this huge, massive mountain, which if we fly ourselves over this way, we could get a better idea as to just how huge these mountains are. Yeah, look at the size of this thing right here. And this one, I believe it goes to around about Y200, if I remember, something like that. It goes right the way up here. And what's great about this one is that there's plenty of building spaces up here. It's not just like spikes and peaks all over the place. You have plenty of different building opportunities to build yourself all around here. Like, seriously, look at this. There's plenty of opportunities to construct bases and other types of things around here. So yeah, a pretty good seed so far, but we can only get further and further up as we continue going on, checking out other types of seeds. Much like this next one, which is also inside the seed name, which is Pencilpies, another person, a sister of mine, which, by the way, once again, she has a channel, check it out. Maybe say something like GG on the seed or something like that in her most recent video, or I don't know, something like that. But anyways, you spawn in right here, right inside this forest right here, which is pretty much on the edge of a plain, so you have plenty of room to build with, right next to your brand new huge mountain right here, which, yeah, instead of it being a few hundred blocks away, it is just right here. It is just right exactly where you spawn in. And this one doesn't necessarily go too incredibly high, like compared to some of the other mountains we've seen in the past. Like, this one doesn't necessarily go the highest, at least around here. But yeah, in case you want to have at least some type of new mountains, but you don't want to have too much of the new mountains that goes up too high, which, let's be honest, like, having too high of a mountains gives you some pretty serious frame rates. But yeah, in case you just want some smaller type mountains with other types of good things with it, such as a mega ruin portal sitting itself right the way down here, right next to it, then yeah, this is definitely a good seed to work with the new mountains. This next seed is a seed I showed off a few weeks ago, and from looking at it from the spawn, you probably wouldn't even be able to recognize it, because this is the PainInTheGlass seed. Yes, the seed I showed off a couple weeks ago, which is infamous for having one of the worst spawns I have probably seen in such a long time. But now inside this beta, it has turned into probably one of the best spawns I have spawned into, because this right here, around here, this is your spawn. Remember, like, it used to be just a sort of sad little island, no trees around the place. Well, now that has turned into these massive, huge mountains just completely surrounding the place. And instead of you having just like maybe 20 or 30 style bits of blocks around the place, you have, again, an entire mountain stretching across such a pretty decent space all the way over here, and you can kind of see where the where that iceberg and other things were is now sort of cut off a little bit. And also this one also seems to have a rune portal sitting itself right the way down here. I believe rune portals spawn in pretty much the same X and Z coordinates, but just with the Y coordinates it kind of gets lifted up a little bit. But yeah, this spawn went from being one of the worst ones I have probably seen in a long time to, like, arguably one of the best ones. Or at least, like, it's like that one guy in middle school that just looked pretty geeky and something, but then in high school it just looks completely different and you kind of regret saying all those mean things to them. Yeah, this is what I feel about with this seed, because this seed is absolutely insane now with this huge style mountain just all around the place at spawn now. Moving on to the fourth one, this seed right here is actually Cosmic SMP. Yes, we can see right here it is Cosmic SMP, a Let's Play series I do every now and then. And yeah, the Cosmic SMP seed is actually a pretty decent one, if that, because you spawn in right on top of this one acacia tree right here, right on the edge, once again, of the brand new types of mountains. And yeah, I think this one is pretty cool because you also get yourself a desert with a desert temple sitting itself right there, as well as like a sort of lava stream sitting itself right there. So in case you do want to get yourself the desert temple, you might want to be a smidge careful. But yeah, onto the main meat of this one seed, the Cosmic SMP seed. This one is essentially just covered in the I believe it's called the Mountain Meadows biome, where it's sort of you know, basically the terrain is kind of like this, and I guess it's sort of just combining in a way that makes it look much different than what you would normally expect to see inside of a mountain. At least right here, heading yourself even further, you can see that, yeah, this one goes pretty tall. This one has a pretty steep climb to head up to, because heading yourself all the way up here, up to one of the strangest type of mountain generation I've seen with this top thing. Like, I thought they were supposed to mimic reality, but I guess not. But yeah, this one heads itself all the way up to Y232, which I believe is the tallest one we have actually seen so far inside this one video. And yeah, not only is this one pretty vertical, it's also pretty horizontal, as it keeps heading itself over so many hundreds of blocks, heading itself all the way over here. So yeah, in case you want to have a pretty decent style hill right at spawn, then this is absolutely a seed you need to check out. But if you're looking for a seed that goes even further than Y232, then look no further than this seed, which is not inside the name. We actually have to look at the seed itself, which is those batch of numbers right there. These batch of numbers, you type them all in, and then you spawn in right here, right next to once again, a pretty flat plains biome right here. And this one is a little bit different because you actually have to head about a few hundred blocks this way, but in hindsight, it's actually not too far of a journey, because it's actually right here. It's much closer than I thought it was, I think. But yeah, you head yourself over this flower plains right here, and you will eventually come across the huge brand new types of mountains. And yeah, this one is kind of sad, because in a previous beta, this one actually went all the way up to Y283. But in the most recent beta, as of recording this one only goes up to Y256, which I'm not sure why they did that. Like, it wasn't like too big of a thing. It wasn't like harming too many things. It wasn't blocking people from building. But anyways, me complaining about them limiting the size aside, we can see that this one still goes up crazy high. This one is like probably the steepest one I have probably seen so far inside of Caves and Cliffs, because you can see it just keeps going up and up and up over and over, and we get a lot of big patches of what's this called, the packed ice and the normal ice right here, until it goes all the way up to these few little peaks right here. Around here it just peaks to around about 240 or something like that, but then these peaks, these go all the way up to Y256, and they used to go up even higher. But you know what? For a peak that goes all the way up here, where you can hardly even see the ground level. You can see that it's basically impossible to make out what's all the way down there. To have one to go all the way up here, it's still a monumentous style mountain to have. And yeah, those are some of the most interesting style mountain seeds I have found so far. Little side thing, seed showcases are probably going to be a bit on and off over the next few weeks while Caves and Cliffs is developing forward. So in case you don't see any new types of seeds every now and then that is why. But yeah, what did you think of these seeds? Do you have any specific types of mountain seeds you have found yourself? Leave them down below in the comments if you did. But for now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all later.